Nemo dat quod non habet. Nemo dat quod non habet means no one gives that which he doesn't have. Nemo, no one, dot, he, she, or it gives, quod, that which, non habet, he, she, or it doesn't have. Now, if that sounds obvious, it should. Often, these ancient maxims are meant to remind us of truths so simple and true that they lie hidden at the base of reality, beneath the clutter of life, and thus they get overlooked. It's of such basic principles that we often need to be reminded. Using this maxim, the great spiritual director of Venerable Suor Consolata Betrone, Father Lorenzo Sales, wrote, "You can't give what you don't have. Behold that which the world needs in order to pick itself up and take up the uphill climb once again. It needs souls full of Jesus to be able to give Jesus." In that quote, Father Sales points to the most important ramification of this principle. If we want to bring Christ to our families, our friends, to all whom we encounter, we must first have him living and working within us. How can we do this? Well, first step, we must work hard to remain in a state of grace. Number 2, we must be people of prayer in union with Christ. As Christ said, communion with him, lovingly contemplating the face of Christ, is the unum necessarium, the one thing necessary, from Luke 10:42. Remember Martha and Mary? Being of primary importance, it must be put first. Then, moving outward, the more we are in union with him, the more he can shine through us and reach others. This is why we must take the time out of our work schedules to pray. We should begin and end our day with prayer. Try to offer and direct all our actions to God, and try to remain mindful of him and his presence as much as we can throughout the day. Number 3, we should be joyful. When we are filled with Christian joy, people notice and they want what we have. As Jean-Pierre Camus wrote in Spirit of St. Francis de Sales, one can catch more flies with a spoonful of honey than with 100 barrels of vinegar. It's very true. Joy is often our best missionary work, pure and simple. And we have great reason to be joyful. Regardless of how dark and difficult things may seem at times, we know how it all ends. The Sacred and Immaculate Hearts will triumph. Jesus has already triumphed. We know who's in charge, and we know his love. We've experienced the profundity of his mercy. Therefore, we have good reason to be joyful. So let's stay full of Jesus and joyfully united to him. For the word says, quote, "Remain in me as I remain in you. Just as a branch cannot bear fruit on its own unless it remains on the vine, so neither can you unless you remain in me. I am the vine, you are the branches. Whoever remains in me and I in him will bear much fruit, because without me you can do nothing." That's John 15, verses 4-5. Amen to that. We can't give what we don't have. Without him we can do nothing, but I can do all things in him who strengthens me. Philippians 4:13. Let us strive daily and pray for each other to have Jesus, for love of him, for our own life, and so that we may give Jesus to a desperate world. Ave Maria.